What's up, everybody? Late night cast back here. I thought it'd be cool to do a stock up, stock down video from the first week of spring training. I know these are small sample sizes, so not really overreacting or underreacting to struggling, just kind of putting things into perspective, things to watch as we continue throughout spring. Obviously, with Ronald's knee irritation, meniscus irritation, he's still expected to be ready for opening day as it stands now. So still good news, but obviously the Braves are going to be super cautious. That might open up some more opportunity or more look at the fourth outfielder battle if the Braves want to take it slower or whatnot, because you've got to be super careful with how important Ronald Acuna Jr. is to the Braves and the game of baseball. So the first battle I'll look at is the fourth outfielder battle, and like I said, it could be heightened a little bit depending on how we play Ronald Acuna Jr.'s meniscus irritation that he suffered in the rundown against the Orioles on Tuesday. So Eli White, 444 average, 2 RBIs. I think he has a couple walks as well. So good start. Jordan Luplow hit a homer today, but 154 average. Again, really small sample size. But Forrest Wall has opened up eyes big time. 500 average, 3 walks, 3 homers, including 2 3-run bombs. One against Zach Eflin, against the Rays in the split squad. He also has 1 stolen base as well. His caveat may be because you have a lot of lefties with Jared Kelenic poised to be the opening day left fielder, and then Michael Harris is obviously a lefty. So you might want a right-hander off the bench. That's why I mentioned Eli White and Jordan Luplow first, because if you're going strict numbers and strict how they've looked at the plate, Forrest Wall is leading. Especially, also Forrest Wall has a leg up in speed for sure. Definitely there. So that's kind of a early look at the fourth outfielder battle. And then you've got the utility infielder battle, and Guillorme's had some good at-bats. I didn't look up his exact average, but he's had some good at-bats. But David Fletcher, 538, 3 walks, sacrifice fly, 3 RBIs, plus a steal of home as well. And he's proven that he can play short. He played short in the game against the Orioles. I don't think he got a ball hit to him, but he's continuing to show the versatility that he brings, and his contact rate is absolutely insane, and that's something could be very valuable coming off the bench late in games, depending on the situation and the matchup. Also, the speed element as well. His contract might play into it because he's up close to service time, which means some of his contract would be guaranteed. That also could play into it. Obviously, there's a lot of external factors, but once again, if you're going based on stats, strictly stats right now, David Fletcher has the big time leg up in that category. Orlando Arcia hasn't looked great this spring yet. I think he has one hit and a lot of big swings and a lot of strikeouts, but he didn't look great early in spring last year either, and picked it up at the end and was very, very solid all-star for us last year. So again, I'm not overreacting to slow starts, but also praising the really good things we've seen so far. And from the pitching standpoint, Ray Kerr is probably stock down. He's got a 9 ERA in his 3 appearances, but the positive would be he has 6 strikeouts. So there's swing and miss stuff, strikeout stuff in there. So that's really, really positive. But the 9 ERA has been roughed up in his innings so far. And with Tyler Matzik working back from Tommy John surgery, you might need that extra lefty. But Aaron Bummer and his 1 inning of work, it was literally, if you blinked, you would have missed it. 1-2-3 with a nasty strikeout on a slider. Disgusting. So that was really good to see. Ken Giles, wow. I know it's only been 2 innings. Again, these are small sample sizes, so not overreacting, but I'm going to do this at the end of every week in spring training, and we just hit a week because we started last Saturday spring training games fully. So, but 2 innings for Ken Giles, using that breaking stuff a lot. Struck out Harper, Bohm, and Castellanos in his inning against the Phillies, and then today against the Toronto Blue Jays gave up a walk to Justin Turner, but got a double play off the bat of Bo Bichette and struck out Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That excuse me, that breaking stuff is wow, and 91 miles an hour is really. You'd hope that gets up to about 93, 94 maybe, hopefully maybe, just so you have a little bit more separation. But dang, he could be, as many have put it, he could be the Nick Anderson of this year. And really nice depth piece. If we decide to go that route, and he doesn't necessarily make the roster, but he's making a strong case right now. For the 5th starter spot, it would be Ronaldo Lopez. Obviously, has gotten off to a good start, giving up 1 hit this spring. Unfortunately, left the ballpark. Jordan Westburg, I believe, hit a solo blast against him. But otherwise, nothing in today. 3 innings, 3 strikeouts. Got some good defense behind him, which it's good to use it, but he did have 3 strikeouts and was able to get out of a first and second jam in his 2nd inning of work. So stuff you really, really, really like to see. So Ronaldo Lopez has only given up 1 run in his 2 appearances this spring as he stretches out to possibly be a starter. But again, he could be a hybrid. Bryce Elder has been struggling. The first outing was just nothing really good. The second outing was 2 2/3 perfect, and then ran into a 4-batter really bad stretch. And as we all know, that if Bryce Elder isn't locating, he can get smoked around a little bit because 90 miles an hour doesn't give you a lot of wiggle room necessarily. So probably stock down on him a little bit. But again, it's still really early, and you like the strides he made from one outing to another. Because you're never going to be perfect in Major League Baseball. It's too hard for that. So that's basically the 5th starter spot. We saw prospect Hurston Waldrop today. against the Toronto Blue Jays, and boy, 98 and that disappearing splitter was absolutely disgusting. 2 innings, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, no hits, just really good. Just got to harness the command, obviously, and that'll come with time, but some really... he faced some really big dogs, too, so that's got to give him some confidence early on in spring to put up 0 in his 2 innings of work. And I'm guessing we're going to see him sometime this summer in Atlanta, at the very least. And AJ Smith-Shawver, some good, some bad. It's that slider that's given him some trouble, because he either dirts it for an uncompetitive pitch ball, or it hangs and he ends up giving up homers, which is what he gave up in his first outing against the Phillies. JT Realmuto was a long battle. I think it was 7 pitches, and Alec Bohm was just a first pitch ambush. But that slider's got to get better and for him to be competitive, because he's got a really good changeup in the fastball, but that slider just isn't refined necessarily yet. So I think if you're asking me right now, Ronaldo Lopez stock up, Hurston Waldrop stock up, Bryce Elder stock down, and AJ Smith-Shawver stock down on the 5th spot. Also, got to throw Dylan Dodd in there. He had 2 innings, scoreless, 2 strikeouts, 6 up, 6 down against the Rays. Even though we've seen the Dylan Dodd amazing spring training start before, and it earned him an opening day roster spot last year, it's still, you can't discount it. And having pitching depth and depth in general, you can never discount that. And also, just throwing, Max Fried's been amazing so far. Chris Sale's been amazing so far. 2 innings, 4 strikeouts, 0s across against the Pirates, reaching 97 miles an hour. So that's encouraging. See, Ronald Acuna had an RBI double before his rundown scare against Orioles, so we probably won't see him too much this spring, the rest of the spring, I'm guessing, but still projected to be opening day. Marcell Ozuna started off really, really well with the walks, with the hits, with everything, so that's nice to see. Sean Murphy's hit the ball hard, got a couple of RBIs. Travis d'Arnaud got his first RBI of spring today. Jared Kelenic has 1 hit, but smoked the ball a lot and probably deserves a lot more than 1 hit. I think the wind knocked down a potential homer for him a few days ago as well. So I like where he's at. He's just hitting the ball straight into the ground and not getting the lift necessarily on his on the baseball just yet, but liking where he's at regardless of the numbers. Orlando Arcia's probably looked the worst of the regulars. Ozzie doing Ozzie thing, got his first hit, first stolen base today. So good to get off the schneid. Matt Olson's doing his thing. Austin Riley has looked really good this spring, going to right, or this first week, going to right field, hit a homer. Matt Olson's gotten on base pretty consistently. Hadn't hit a homer yet, but not too worried about that at all. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. Dylan Lee has looked pretty solid, coming back from his minor shoulder debris issue that he had cleaned out this offseason. So we have an embarrassment of riches kind of in the left-handed pitching department, especially coming out of the bullpen. AJ Minter's looked amazing so far. Raisel Iglesias clean in his 1 inning. Jimenez clean in his 1 inning. Just a lot of really, really good stuff out of the pen. And the other prospects that have kind of opened eyes a little bit, Nacho Alvarez has had 2 RBI double, a couple hits, and he's the master of the walk and the master of the greatest plate discipline ever. Drake Baldwin has done some good things. The young catching prospect rather, has done some really good things early on this spring as well. Had to strike him out, throw him out, double play today to help out Waldrop in one of his innings. Had a bases clearing double. So I think we're really solid in the catching, in the catching department for sure. Michael Harris has been on fire to start spring. So a lot of really fun things to follow so far. And those are just my takes on where everyone sits a week into spring training and what things could happen. And just loving watching baseball again and talking Atlanta Braves baseball with you guys again. It's been so incredible. And make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Helps out a lot. Thanks, guys. I don't think I missed one player. If I did, I will cover them next week, I promise. But as always, go Braves, champions forever.